some guy commented, "Oh, you're into traditional values. Isn't that cute?" Like he was mocking me. And I thought, well, traditional values, now you make it sound like there's something wrong with me for loving to cook and appreciate my human senses. You know, I know men appreciate a good meal. Just like a woman appreciates a man with a tool shed and knows how to get things fixed around the house. Traditional values, that's where we best fit in, unless you want to make women out of men and men out of women, which is what is going on in our AI society. You're normalizing non-tradition by mocking tradition and not appreciating it or loving it like we used to. Okay, I like to make, this is hamburger helper, but it's made from scratch. I would never buy a box of processed anything. So I just fried up some hamburger and pork meat, pork hamburger stuff. Fried it all up. I added onion, kept frying. And then I added seasoned salt and seasoned pepper and garlic ale. And I stirred it. Turn that down a bit now that it's fully cooked. And then after I have onions and garlic and seasoning, salt and pepper, I divided it up, and I'm going to make, out of that meat, I'll make a goulash or tacos, and the rest is for my hamburger helper meal, which I can't eat it all, so I'm going to cool it down, put it into baggies. After I divided the meat, I was boiling away this macaroni. I have it the same shape as Kraft Dinner, but it's not. And I have had that all boiling away in salt water. And then with my hamburger mixture, with the spices, I added some butter, a big hunk of butter, and milk, and cheese. I like mozza and cheddar cheese. Right in this pan while it's simmering. And then I poured the macaroni, I strained the macaroni and pour it right in there until my food all mixes together and creates heaven. That's my lunch with a salad. But I wanted to talk to you about normalizing evil because you want to fit in and you want to belong and you don't want to look stupid to your brothers and sisters. So we watch these devices and we think people actually think like that. We actually get used to people thinking like dogs. And that's all we see after a while is cartoons acting like dogs or very small children. I feel that pedophiles are emotionally stunted at the age that they were offended. You know how the studies show that they go after a certain age group? They do. They have a focus. These people that are obsessed with children or their own genders. And what's happened is they get caught up in the age group that they got stuck in. And guys, some men and maybe women, I don't know, get stuck in infancy. Somebody offended them in infancy and they could grow no more. Some men prefer toddlers, some between 8 and 11, some between 11 and 13. This is their age group where they feel, one, more comfortable, and two, it's easier to fool children because they believe in adults. They believe they're safe with adults when they come here to be born. We choose our mothers before we are born. So if you don't like your mom too much, there's a reason you picked her. I don't know what it is. I do know why I picked my mother now. And I'm so grateful that she and I had all our conflicts. Because, I wrote a book, Evil Eyes, A Daughter's Memoir. It's at Amazon. That is my thinking as a little girl, watching my adults surround me and think like dogs. That's what the book's about. Not just my mom, but everybody. And so I've had since, 2016, the beings of light came to my bed and opened up my eyes and touched me with the truth. And it's taken a long time for me to allow the truth to come all the way up to my consciousness. A lot of people have near-death experiences and they don't know what to do with it, the information. They think they have to sell it, the story, and be popular. Well, I had to get my message out. That's the only job they gave me. And they said, don't worry about the reaction. My guides, my spiritual guides, talk to me. They talk to me. And now they're louder than ever. Did you know that September, October, November, and December, or at least, we have too many months. Our New Year is April 1st. That's if you think for a minute and look outside, that's our New Year, April 1st. And my father was born April 9th, Easter Sunday, 1939. And exactly 39 years later, in 1978, his twin flame was born to me, my son Trevor Thomas. Guys, I didn't get to raise my child here. He was raised by authorities, the doctors, the social workers, the hovering parents who have to have control. The help wasn't there. It was, the way of teaching is, you go ahead and try it, and we'll tell you when you're wrong, kind of teaching, which is not fun. The lack of love, what happens is adults get jealous of kids or something, or they're threatened by kids, and they feel they have to be smarter than kids. And a lot of men feel they have to be smarter than women. And they're constantly correcting them. Do you feel that out there? These people? You can say something, your own story even, and somebody will come along and correct you in some detail that they learned in some school, and how wrong you are, and how good they feel to tell you how wrong you are. That's traditional, but it's not what I value in a man or a woman. And I'm sorry, but after 13 years of age, you can stop giving advice or you're going to get a rebel. Let them grow. Let them experience their human freaking senses. Because we're all subjected to perversion, to men who watch foul shows and then have to act it out, because that's the way our brains work. We're groomed by these televisions, by Hollywood, which Hollywood in itself is a word, is a magical spell, and they've known it all along. The Super Bowl is all about casting spells. And the more men they can get chanting, and the more women that will chant amen, the more souls Satan has won. So if you have to normalize something, it ain't normal. If you have to be forced into the same messaging day in and day out, fear, 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 and this is healthy, but this is not. This is healthy, but this is not. These outside gods that we listen to in the boxes are not your grandparents, okay? They're not your traditional source of energy. And our good energy is being sucked right out of us in fear and judgment against one another for not going along with the media. You know, I smoke. That is fair game for people now. You can just beat the shit out of me, not invite me in your house. You can alienate me from anywhere at any time just because I smoke. And people don't realize that was all by design to further divide us on a lie. Because tobacco is a natural plant. They may put poison in your cigarettes, but tobacco has for centuries been a healer. They're still smoking away in the Africa, Middle East. But here, you call people dogs and smelly. You point fingers at whoever. You don't care if they smoke. That's all you need to know. That was enough, and you will not tolerate it. Don't you see how you've become one? When you become an authority over others. And people become frustrated, and they turn to drugs or alcohol or sex for their comfort. You know, Freud was Jew, and he had concentration camps in Germany. And I feel, now that I put some pieces together, some more pieces, my ex, you know, I've told you, I don't think he's human. Not because of his behavior now, because of me doing 20/20 hindsight and looking at our story and his crooked face and how he was in awe of me as if he'd never seen a woman before. And how he tasted different. He tasted different. Now, I never liked doing that, guys. You know what I'm talking about. No woman does. No woman. It's so dehumanizing to do those kinds of sex acts with your loved ones. He tasted different. And I couldn't figure it out. And then later he did destroy my name and my life with using words. But yesterday I was reminded about his mother from Germany, and it all came through. She was pure white. Her hair, she's dark-haired, but her hair was pure white by 26 years of age. She had toes that curled and crossed over into one another. They looked like, I don't know what, but she told me it was rheumatoid arthritis. Well, now that I'm older and I know what these diseases are, it wasn't rheumatoid arthritis. In fact, no human I know could live with that kind of bone pain where your bones are crossing over each other. Yeah, it took me a long time since 2000. They told me everything anyway in 2016. Now it was just up to me to connect dots in my story. 9:59. That is my number. I am able to look at the clock or any anywhere, and I will see codes from my alien nation on the other side. And I don't care if you believe me or not. At this point, I've had so little likes, or, and the comments I get are sort of like pats on the head to me. Very demeaning. Or recommendations for me to go somewhere else and look. You don't know how demeaning that is, as if I'm not coming to you with the story. You want to educate me. Okay. When you do, you won't be educated by me. You'll be educated by your masters, your lords and masters. And they'll pay you well to go out and torture people, frustrate people, or keep your eye on people. Maybe they've threatened you. Maybe they threatened your family. You're a fraidy cat. You let them. But if you knew nobody dies, if you knew we live again and again and again, that we pick costumes, vessels, bodies to live in. And I want you to know something. If you feel the world is disintegrating around you, and you're getting time zones and parallel universes and strange people showing up, but you recognize them and you don't know from where, all these weird matrix stories out there, it's your world crumbling. It's your cartoon world of many, many lives that maybe you're remembering and you don't understand them. And when you're remembering, believe you me, when I was remembering my past lives, I thought I was in hell. But I calmed myself down, had myself a cigarette, got out my medicine, which is cannabis, sat down and figured it out for myself. I haven't got it all figured out. And if you think you've got it all figured out, think again. This is a message to the world. We have had enough of your games, using the love of Christ, our infants and women, and her compassion and natural empathy and desire to make things happy and comfortable here. You don't have to have them anymore, Brotherhood. We have until May 27th. We have until May 27th. The new year, April 1st, until May 27th, may feel like a lot of thinning of the veil going on, people becoming aware. But if they've lived a cartoon life, artificially, fake, and they've worn a mask, they won't be recognized. You won't recognize who they are anymore, because they've hidden themselves with lies. And so don't be shocked if you don't know people anymore. Just walk away. Just walk away. If you don't know them, walk away. There's a reason you stop knowing them. We are here with love and empathy and compassion for each other, sure. But that's not what we're all about. We're building Earth. We're building an empire. And we're doing it not for the men in our lives and not for the dreams and fantasies. We're doing it to build a world for Christ's flame. Every new infant deserves a healthy, happy chance and not being terrorized into obedience by their own parents. Do you understand? And can you hear me? I've never been your enemy. I was raised here. I know what you've been through. But Jesus Christ, people, you have no idea how to treat others. You think you're the boss because you learned something, not because you know something. And if I were you, I would turn to children now and beg, get on your knees for forgiveness, for not bringing them more joy, more play, not teaching them how to cook or build or be. You taught them how to be cartoons. And they're looking at parents and wondering, what on earth are you? It's because you've watched TV, you think it's normal. You think it's normal to suckle on a man instead of your son suckling on you. No, that's dirty if a woman does that in public. That's filthy. Heard it for decades, how dirty it is for a woman to let her baby suckle on her in public. How dare she? I was told formula was better for my baby than my own breast milk. In 1978, I'm told a chemical drink is better for my baby by people that are educated. Traditional values. You know, you got survival skills here with Mom. She is your survival skill and talent. But Dad wants you circumcised. Carve that up. Create a new penis and make it better and more enjoyable for men when they do what they do together in the brotherhood. The brotherhoods everywhere. They're in universities and fraternities. They're in police stations. They're in hospitals. They're at the football field. They're at the bar. The brotherhood is any collection of men who do not include women. And my message is, be careful what you wish for, because you might get it. And all of the naivety of a woman and child aren't there for opportunists to take and take and take and take.